We are back with another episode of the Thriving Tribe, telling you exactly what happens inside my coaching program. I am Mish. I am the energetic entrepreneur coach, helping spiritual workers be able to expand in sales and marketing. And this next individual is someone so near and dear to my heart because she was my coach before I was hers. We met in July of 2025 in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, from a mutual friend. And I had just been voice noting earlier that I was looking for somebody to be a feminine embodiment coach because I was getting out of a really traumatic relationship and I wanted to learn how to be more feminine. And the 4 months that I worked with her truly transformed my life. I was able to step into this feminine sales role. I was able to step in the femininity of a relationship. I attracted a divine masculine finally. And then I realized all the magic that she has given to me, I wanted to give back to her. And so we then switched roles. She then became the client, I became her coach, and we've helped her expand so much more. But I'll let you hear more about her experience without further ado. My gorgeous feminine embodiment coach, Morgan. Let's get started. So, after spending 3 to 4 months, 4 months, 5 months working together. This is just your chance to share your experience as it comes. Like, this is fully and authentically your journey. And I just want to share a bit more about where you were, where you are, and where you're going. So, first question being, before we started working together, where were you in your business and what was feeling the most frustrating or unclear for you?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, before we started working together, I was kind of unsure about what exactly I was offering and how to offer it in a way that felt good to me.
Mhm.
And I really wanted to be in a place where I felt authentic and felt like um yeah, just like I was being authentically me in my offering and in the way I was offering it on social media, like on Instagram. So
Mm,
that's what I was really needing help with, I think, initially.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so beautiful observing you because, right, I
Mm.
saw you as my feminine embodiment coach and I saw your magic and I was like, we need to zhuzh this. We need to get other people understanding the power that you bring. So, yeah, it was necessary. So then that kind of leads me to my next question. Since we work together as you being my feminine embodiment coach, what made you to decide to say yes and join working together with me?
Well, first of all, we were already working together, like with doing feminine embodiment coaching with me. And so I feel like I already knew you kind of, and I trusted you. And um, I knew what you were capable of in terms of selling and like structuring things. So I immediately felt comfortable and like that I really wanted to work with you because I trusted you and I trusted that you were gonna be able to like care about my results and care about how I felt and just kind of like hold me in that space that's kind of vulnerable. So yeah, I feel like you didn't really even need to like sell me that hard because I feel like it just flowed naturally. Like when we were talking about my business and what I needed help with, you just naturally had the skills to help me with what I needed. Um, so yeah, it was an easy yes for me.
Yeah. I think it was a really nice pairing because you were the feminine and I was the masculine. And it was like, you were teaching me to become feminine and I was teaching you the business masculine
Yes.
structure, right? And so I think it was just like a nice compliment. We're still working
Yeah.
together and that's just why it works for both of us.
Yeah.
So now in your business, where do you feel like what has changed the most for you in your business since working together?
Yeah, that's such a good question. And I feel like so much has changed in my business since working together. I think I think like the number one thing that has really shifted for me is stepping into who I really am like in my business, and that was founded in our coaching together. And I think also the relationship I had with my business was kind of toxic and like kind of all over the place. I wouldn't say toxic, I would say like it was kind of just like unstructured and not really knowing where things were going. And I feel like since our coaching, my relationship to my business has shifted in a way that I feel more able to step into my masculine and in my structure and not feel so lost with what I'm doing because now I know how to cultivate that masculine part of me, that structure, so I can really like be that business owner and like own the business and not just like flow through it and not knowing what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. And because you're just so good at the flow part. You are really good at the flow part, right? Just the feminine intuition and allowing feelings to move through and experiences. And it was just like that's the one element was missing to like package everything. And
Mhm.
I've seen you. I've seen
Yeah.
right. I've seen it in your content. I've seen it in the way that you show up online. It's beautiful. And since doing all those things and putting structure in and creating this mission, what are
Mhm.
some of like the tangible results that you've seen, whether that's an increase in income, an increase in followers, increase in clarity or visibility? Where do you see the most tangible results happening for you?
Yeah, I definitely feel like the tangible results that I've gotten so far are definitely more clarity on my business and what I'm working on and what I'm building, and more ease. I feel like
Mm.
there's so much more ease in the process of building this business. And also, like, yeah, yeah, that's what I want to say. And also, I want to say on showing up, like showing up for myself on social media has been a huge shift because of the clarity that I've gotten. I think showing up on social media has been so much more easy for me because I know what I'm building and I know what I'm offering. So I think it's just so much easier like all around because there's so much more clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And yeah, and I think that that's right. The having the strategy behind it always makes it so much easier instead of like, how should I show up? You're just like, this is how I'm going to show up. And like you
Yeah.
knew what to do. And that was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing to observe. And especially with the way that, right, feminine embodiment works, it was like showing up emotionally, right? And so how do you feel like what have been some of like the bigger emotional shifts that have taken place since really going all in on your business?
Oh my gosh, so much. And so much has happened like in our calls together that it's hard
Mm.
to like think back on all the things that I've grown on and like went through. But I would say like the top two is like um feeling more capable like emotionally to hold my business instead of like collapsing from the stress of it
Mm.
all. I think
Yeah.
that comes with inner child healing, which we
Mhm.
did work on together in our coaching
Mhm.
session. And that was so powerful for me. Um, and because building a business is scary and inner child work is so important in that. And then the second thing I would say is emotionally where I've grown is um yeah, not being as scared to be seen. I think that that's one thing that that was definitely impactful for me, what we worked on together.
Mhm.
Um, So not only did I grow with gaining more structure and strategy and masculine, traits in my business, it was also like since growing that part, I've been able to hold myself more in authenticity and confidence, just showing up.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was so beautiful witnessing that because, right, the inner child wounds that came up were actually also a perfect content for your audience too, right? While we were going through the mother wound, the father wound, the money wound, the self-worth wound, the showing up wound, like I was like, after every session, I was like, oh my God, you've done so much work this week. And it's actually the feminine work, right? It's the emotional work that actually has to come with business. Because if you come from a place of lack, your content is just going to fall flat. But when it's coming from, I'm experiencing this myself, which is how I know, like that was the
Mhm.
content that landed with everybody because it was like, oh, I identify with this because it's a shared experience between myself and the potential person sitting in front of me. And that's the part of marketing people just they can feel it. They can feel it because they know you've experienced it too, which was
Yeah.
so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And yeah, based on what you've experienced in the last couple of months, if another person was to ask you, like, is this the right experience for me? Why would you recommend that they join this container? Or who would you recommend to join this kind of container?
Hmm. Well, I would say if you're someone who is a business owner who wants to either scale or find more clarity in your offering in your business, if you're an energy healer or energy worker, a spiritual entrepreneur, I think um, you would be the perfect person to work with. And why I think um, I think working with you as a spiritual entrepreneur, as an energy healer and an energy worker, I feel like there was just this really strong rapport like between us because you just get that type of work and it's so different than like not being silly energetic and it's such a different type of like coaching. So I think you being who you are able to see like deeper, like under the surface, like the spiritual realm, and can see things in a deeper way than most people can. So I think, yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's honestly such an honor to work with energy workers because I know that it's not just about the corporate sales structure. It's not just about marketing. It's like there's a lot more involved. There's we're actually having to put in a lot more work energetically sometimes. And yeah, the weeks where we need rest, it's not like, let's do more content, let's do more, more, more. It's like, no, there's a lot of content in rest. There's a lot to be learned in rest, and there's a lot that you need to download in a space of peace and calmness rather than like we need to just go, go, go all the time because that's not how our businesses work. That's how the corporate America business works. Go, 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 sell, sell, sell. But for us, it doesn't work like that. We need to
Mhm.
go through our ebbs and flows just independently. So
Mhm.
cool. Anything else that you can think of that you would want to tell somebody? Like if somebody is like, I want to go in on my business, I'm ready to move, I'm ready to make this happen. Like what advice would you give to them?
Mm. What advice would I give to an entrepreneur like wanting to
Mm.
start a
Yeah,
business?
yeah, who's just not ready to go. They're afraid, they're uncomfortable, they're unsure. What would you tell them?
I would say you just have to start
Mm,
and invest in yourself. I think investing in a coach, investing in um, someone who has the skills and who has walked that walk before. I think for me, that's been the number one thing that's kind of pushed me forward is learning from other beings that have done that thing that you wanted to do. So I think if you're someone who doesn't know where to begin, um, I mean, I would say totally invest in yourself in a coach like you because we're starting out right from the beginning. It can feel so scary because you're like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, I can't even start because I don't even know where to begin. And I
mm,
think just finding someone who makes it simple for you and can like see and ask you questions and get to know you better and just like weed out all those little like magical things that are inside of you that you can't even see yourself, just like having that mirror, that
mm.
reflection, and also like help from someone that knows where to go, like where to take you. I think that would be the number one thing that I would tell them to do first.
Absolutely. It's all it takes, isn't it? It's just like that first step, which is so uncomfortable. And so, yeah, I
Yeah.
completely agree. My business is where it is now because of my coach. I think that being having a mentor who is 3 steps ahead of you just makes it so much easier for you to know where to go rather than just kind of sitting with twiddling your thumbs, not knowing where to go. So yeah,
Yeah.
it has been such a beautiful journey being a part of your business and helping you grow emotionally, mentally, financially. It's been such an honor. And yeah, again, the fact that we started as like I was your client and then you became my client. Now we're each other's clients, and I think that that's
Yeah.
something that's so special to have. And we've created such a longevity out of this that it's like we're staying in each other's businesses for the long haul. And I just
Yeah.
really enjoy that. I enjoy that. So thank you. Thank you for trusting in me.
Thank you so much. It's been amazing. Couldn't have
Yeah,
done it without you.
you are so welcome. You're so welcome.